21st, 1 p.m. Of the agenda, if everyone has a chance to look over it. Motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
I got a question on the new business.
Okay.
Manistee County Sport Fishing Association requests for donation of seasonal boat launch pass. Do we do that for anybody else?
We've done it once. We had an open house at the marina after it was renovated and cleaned up a couple of years ago. And as part of we use it as a marketing tool to try to draw people to the marina facility. So we had kind of a drawing and we gave away a pass. That's the only time I recall a pass.
And just the background on that, just someone came into the office and asked, and we thought we'd discuss it at the meeting today. But
As the minutes stand, I'll second.
Public comments, no one here. Approval of the minutes from our January 20th meeting, if we've all had a look at them.
I do have a question about those. I'm sorry I was not able to be at the meeting. I was
Yep.
doing what I do all winter long. Down in unfinished business, it says, under the No Wake Zone Committee recommendations, to support the three-step layered approach. What is the three-step layered approach? Just simple.
We came up with a bunch of recommendations. One was a no-wake zone, increased enforcement, and the third was,
So the first step was to encourage the private property owners to post no wake along their docks and property. And if they wanted to install buoys, there's a requirement that there's a separate process they have to go to, but the city would support them in that process. The second step was to contact the Manistee County Sheriff and ask them to help with enforcement education. And then the third step was that the city would support a formal no wake zone if the first two, educational and signage, didn't work.
I'm just concerned that we're spreading this out and here comes the boating season. Okay? We all know that the city, or this commission, has no jurisdiction over that body of water except for enforcement for no wake zones, speeding, whatever the case may be, reckless driving. In my last term, when it expired, I appealed to the state, so I know exactly what the requirements are. The sheriff is the district sheriff out of Cadillac, and the property owners can do this on their own. There should be no recommendation of the town council on this. We should go to the property owners and say, this is what you can do. As a matter of fact, I told the owner of the Wander Inn, that's exactly what she could do. So, let's not delay this too much longer with this boating season coming, and get back to the property owners and say, here's what you can do.
So we're voting on the minutes, but the committee made a recommendation, the Harbor Commission approved that recommendation. So I've reached out to the Wander Inn with that information, and she was very satisfied with that. I've reached out to the sheriff and let him know that what we want, but we'll be following up with more conversations on that.
Yeah, the sheriff that has jurisdiction is the regional director in Cadillac. Not our local sheriff.
over our local sheriff?
Not our local sheriff.
Well, we reached out to the local sheriff
So he can get to the regional guy then.
because he's in charge of the Manistee County Sheriff's Marine Patrol.
That's right, and if he worked through the regional director, there's also monies available for the local sheriff department to provide expenses, uniforms, all kinds of stuff. So, just don't want to delay this thing, because next month there'll be wakes going into those marinas. That's it.
Back to the approval of the minutes.
I will make a motion to approve those minutes.
By Michael,
I'll support that.
all in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to old business, we have events and specials for the 2026 season. I know we've got the Century Boat Club, and there's one other event coming in June. That's the ones I know of.
I don't remember what that was, but there is one. Oh, the Riviera Yacht Club.
Yeah. they're gonna have a-
July 9th through the 12th. They currently have 13 boats reserved. Century Boat Club is September 10th through 12th. They're expecting 60 to 70 boats at the marina, and yes. Those are the two that I'm aware of.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I know of. When's the Century? September?
September 10th and 12th.
If anyone else hears of any more, we can certainly entertain it. Then we've got our 9th Street Boat Launch Project potential. I don't know if there's been movement or what our,
So based on the ad hoc committee's recommendation, I met with Spicer and we marked up the drawings, waiting for Spicer to provide kind of the digital rendering of that, and then we'll reconvene that committee.
beautiful. Where's the funding coming? We're gonna look for money where? When we get all that together?
So what my plan is, when they have that, when they formalize that drawing, and it's kind of the master plan, if you will, kind of all-inclusive of what that facility would encounter. And then, I've asked them to kind of price out the different elements in it. And then I think what my plan would be is to have the committee review and prioritize the elements within that plan. And then when we prioritize what those elements are, then we can determine what we call sources and uses. So the sources would be potential funding avenues, uses would be what the different elements would cost.
Nice, very good.
I don't think we're gonna be able to build the full, do a full build out all at once, but it could be, these two elements would be the highest priority. Let's try to get funding.
Steppage,
type of thing.
steps, yeah.
Yep.
It's moving in the right direction, that's for sure.
During our high water time, I went down and checked on the boat launch.
It's on
And the water was, at the height of the storm, was about maybe an inch or two below the top board on that dock.
It was coming down, today, the water levels are rising in the river.
That's brown.
A little less velocity, but there's still a lot of water.
Yeah. We'll have our reports, starting with the harbor master.
So, just looking at items that are not on the new business. So we'll formally open up the boat launches, 9th Street and First Street this Friday. The pay tube will probably be in at Arthur Street, Arthur Street and First Street. Arthur Street, the box will be in the next day or two, and Friday we'll open up the new auto attendant there. We have designed, if you remember, we received a grant to replace the pump out at the city marina. So we've designed that, we've bid that out. We received approval yesterday from Eagle to proceed with awarding the contract, and tonight at the city council meeting, we're requesting that the council award a contract to the low bidder. And the low bidder is slightly below our budget, and we still have contingencies, so that's in good shape. And we're hoping to have that completed, I think it was by early June. We have 10 seasonals at the city marina at this point, plus the sheriff boat, the DNR boat, the 2 U.S. Coast Guard boats, and the Princess of Manistee. They would like to renew for a year, and so that contract is on the city council agenda for this evening as well. So we're in good shape in that regard. We have so far 2 returning attendants at the marina, and 1 new person, and we still have 1 open position. and the marina is slated to open May 15th. We also have 120 online reservations to this point, so pretty good early season stuff. And the budget that is before city council is a positive cash flow budget with our projected revenues and expenses. So we haven't been able to say that in decades. And the debt on the marina building is paid off
Beautiful.
in this budget.
Now, or during the next.
During the current budget, so before July 1st, it will be paid off.
Did you say anything about seasonals? Did you say 10 seasonals?
We have 10 seasonals plus the Princess, and then Sheriff DNR.
What's our total for seasonals?
I think 10 is the highest we've had
10 or 11,
before,
yeah.
so we're right there.
So it's all full then.
Yeah. I mean,
We can potentially.
we're allowed to have more,
Yeah.
but we've kind of met our metrics.
I think was the old division as many as 13, I think, I'm not sure.
It's somewhere right there.
Yeah,
The city had requested from the Waterways Commission years ago an increase in the amount of seasonals, but we've never approached that number. So this is as close as we've gotten. And for us, well, for the marina operation, that's good, kind of fixed income, if you will, you know.
do we have the revenue from 2025 for the boat ramp?
Yes,
It's missing.
$44,430. Oh, I'm sorry. It says 24.
Yeah,
Yeah,
23, 24, and then we jumped to 26.
I can send that out. I'll have to look at it.
I know it was higher, it was the highest that we've had.
well, good, so it keeps progressing.
Yeah. And another thing is, we have programmed in money into the capital improvement plan to repave the large parking lot at First Street. I think I had that in 2028, do you remember? 2028, we're trying to coordinate that work to be done if the potential stage amphitheater project is done. It'd be nice to do them together. So we've got, I think there's 70,000 in the fund balance for the boat launch. So each year that we're profitable on that, it adds to that. And then I think I reported before that we've talked to the DNR about getting a potential grant. So as that approaches, we'll be working through those sources and uses, and that project, just the paving, is about 800,000.
That's the big lot.
Yes. Yep. I think that concludes my report.
Very good. City manager, pre-season launch ramp revenue report.
Yep, so we've had
Little bit.
72 preseason seasonal permits, or, well, I guess, yeah, $3,600, so,
73, I just bought one.
okay, there you go, 73. And as Jeff mentioned, they're opening this Friday with for the daily permits. So hopefully we have a year like last year with,
Sure looks like it's right on par. I don't see why not.
I think that's high for the preseason, that's great.
So we also, we're intending to have the fish cleaning station and the restrooms open by the weekend. We're repainting the floors in the restrooms right now, so those might be closed just to let the paint set over the weekend, but, once we start collecting the money and requiring them to pay, I feel like all the facilities should be ready and usable, so.
Good idea, yeah. It looks like frost and freezing might be behind us.
We were waiting until last night, and then I feel comfortable, so.
Very good. On to new business then. Angle Tackle merchandise trailer, I imagine that's at the ramp.
Yeah, so one of the owners of Tangle Tackle, I met with one of the owners, and they're interested in putting a trailer with merchandise down at the parking lot at First Street. Probably July, August, and early part of September. And basically they would just sell tackle and, merchandise to fishermen. Their hours would be in the rough vicinity of 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. So most of the public would never even see that it's there. It's really just to cater to the fishermen. What spurred their thought in this was they want to support the fishermen, and they know how valuable that business is to our community. And so what they were trying to do is give some forethought to when US 31 is under construction and there are detours. Their concern was not just the impact to their business, but the impact to the fishermen not being able to efficiently get to their business and back. And they want to make sure they have a positive experience. I told them that I would talk with the Harbor Commission and get the Harbor Commission's feelings on that, and the Parks Commission as well. So I reviewed it with the Parks Commission. They seem to generally support the concept, and so just kind of wanted to see what the commission felt.
They're again, over in the trailer parking area?
Yeah, they'd be in the vicinity of the fish cleaning station.
What would we do if other businesses saw that and now I want to put a trailer for my business and, you know, you want to put one and now we've got all these people trying to set up shop? What would we do about that?
It's a great point.
We might have to regulate it if we came to that.
Is it ever?
It all might be something
yeah.
convenient for the fishermen.
So,
Well,
we have had that in the past. We had a company that wanted to rent paddle boards, and the city allowed them to locate by the Lions Pavilion in that parking lot. They did rentals and sales out of that for a couple summers, I believe. And then there was a second request from Manistee Paddle Sports, located in Parkdale. They wanted to set up a trailer where you could rent kayaks and stuff. They actually never performed that, but both times that was reviewed and approved by the city. So it kind of sets a precedence, but it's also, to me, it's kind of a little experimental. It's a pilot project and see how it goes. Yeah, there's really no other local tackle places that would sell stuff, but
I would have, I mean,
Sisters.
I think it's great that we do anything we can to support, you know, the businesses in our community. The only thing is, the only thing I'm concerned about is anybody would say, well, I want to set up there too. And if there was some kind of space made for that kind of a thing, then I'm all for it.
just another thought, it does happen with food trucks as well, right? Food
Yes.
trucks parked there. There's some blackout spaces, there's a radius around the two concession stands where you can't compete with the food sales and other merchandising. And then I think downtown there's radiuses that are required from restaurants. But food trucks can pull down there, and they do pull down there every week, so.
And we did have food trucks at the boat launch last year. They just weren't making enough money, so they didn't do it. But
Yeah, being that it's portable and a local business, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I don't think there has to be formal action, but it seems like the sentiment is, and that's kind of how the Parks Commission was, like, seems like a good concept. It doesn't seem like there's much negative opportunity, but
I don't think so.
kind of give it a try.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
USCOE harbor maintenance update.
So if you probably have noticed, there's a couple tugs and barges that are, been working in the harbor. This is just a capital maintenance project that the Corps is undertaking. The first job that they're doing is replacing the fender timbers along the north seawall, along Fifth Avenue Pier and the Coast Guard Station. Basically, when larger ships or something tie up along there, it's just a timber fender between the ships and the seawall itself. They're also going to be replacing some splash stone in that same vicinity, and they're going to be placing armor stone at the end of the south breakwater, and then along the new sheep house section that they completed a couple years ago, kind of at the shoreline connector to the south breakwater, and then miscellaneous railing repairs and that sort of thing. So they've obviously started now. They are either docking near the Coast Guard station or in Manistee Lake at Reeve Riley's dock. And then they brought some stone on barges with them. Some of the larger armor stone will be, I thought it was 6 to 10 ton stones that they'll be bringing in by truck and offloading at the dock and then loading onto the barge and then transferring them in and out. So there'll be quite a bit of traffic through May and first part of June. When they put the stone on the near shore breakwater, south breakwater, they said that the current depths of the channel, or of the depths of the lake, aren't such where they can get their barge close enough to reach it with a crane. So what it sounds like is they're hiring a contractor and will put mats on the south breakwater and then cat a crane out on the breakwater itself. And then they'll kind of daisy chain it. One barge will move it to position, the other one will pick it up and place it. So there will be likely several weeks where public access from the pier will be restricted. Honestly, so far they haven't been very good at communicating this project to us. They just sent us the press release after they started. But now that we're back in touch with them, we're hoping that they give us plenty of notice so we can let the public know when that pier will be closed.
Is dredging all done for the foreseeable future then?
They have money budgeted for dredging it was in 27. So they just sounded the entire harbor about 2 weeks ago. My guess is with the current flow and the storms,
Yeah.
they may need to have to do that again, because I'm sure it's
Sediment,
changed.
Yeah.
But they may do some dredging in the outer harbor yet this year, just depending on what those conditions show.
Sure.
I thought they were saying in the fall that they do it out in the outer harbor, so.
Yeah, so currently their project limits would be, if you've ever looked at the core charts, it's Station 10, which is just upstream of the boat launch, out to, the outer harbor, out past the end of Fifth Avenue Pier.
Very good. That would bring us to the Manistee County Sport Fishing Association. They have a request for donation of a seasonal boat launch pass.
I'll take this. So as I mentioned earlier, we had an individual come up to the city manager's office. Her name's Chris Klein, and she said that she was kind of getting donations. I guess they do a benefit dinner for things like their kids' fishing day that the Manistee County Sport Fish Association puts on. And she kind of had a dawn on her that maybe the city would like to donate a boat launch pass. And I said, so I talked to Jeff about it. I said we could maybe put it on the Harbor Commission agenda. But I think, it's because they asked. I talked to the city attorney. If it's looked at as a promotional item, we can do it. Generally, we can't give financial benefit, public money for private benefit, but this one would be considered a promotional item. The other thought was that we also have tight lines for troops coming up. So I think you probably want to do both, but we don't have a policy on this. It was just I think it was just kind of maybe if you wanted to approve a couple of these, but if it does become an issue, we probably do need to come up with a policy and how we're going to address these.
Is this something that they're gonna raffle off?
I believe they're going to raffle it off.
Okay.
Yep.
Seems like a good PR, and if it got to the point where everybody started asking them, I guess we'd have to put a limit on it or decide if there's, a cap somewhere down the line. I think as our popularity grows, people will start looking for more, potentially.
Well, I think that my opinion is this commission has worked for quite a few years now to try to advertise and promote the marina. I think the boat launches are kind of in the same vein.
Absolutely.
So if this is a promotional thing that helps support usage and, then I think it's a positive thing.
I would agree.
Seems like it would be.
especially if you're doing a raffle, then you're getting mentioned and you're getting excitement and, you know what I mean? If you're just doing it as a giveaway, I think it has
Right.
less value.
I agree, yeah. Plus, if we're getting mentioned, City of Manistee,
Yeah.
City of Manistee, then
Yep.
yeah, I think we want that.
So I think if we put that stipulation on it, I would make a motion to support the request from the Manistee County Sports Fishing Association. And then if Tight Lines for Troops were gonna do something, I would include that as well.
I would second that motion.
In favor of
In
that?
favor?
Yep.
All in favor? Nice. No public comments have stepped in, I see. Any comments from our commissioners for this?
Where do we stand on the lighthouse? I haven't heard anything about the lighthouse.
They
It's
are,
open this weekend for, I think it's this weekend, it's open for, public, access.
so I happen to know the owner of the house who they're gonna be renting and staying in, and they were moving in. So, I believe the volunteers and the staff are coming and
It'll be ramping up.
online. They nicknamed the Fifth Avenue Lighthouse Steven.
Oh, okay.
I saw that posted this morning, as in Manistee, then.
What is the group? Where can you find the info?
So it's Lakeshore Keepers, and I was just trying to see if I can find it online if they have any update. But I can get Jack Reeby to give us an email we can send to the group. But I think they're probably ramping up for the season right now.
They've been working on signage, and so the city's been working with them to install seasonal signage that kind of announces that there's tours and concessions and so forth, so. From every indication, they're ramping up to get going, so,
I will check that out this weekend.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. They're gonna be putting like a booth or something, or
May
a
25th.
bus stops too, or something like that over by Fifth Street, near the Coast Guard?
The only thing I know of is they would like one parking space near the pier entrance
Yeah.
for their volunteers to park in. And then there's a separate space where the cotton candy snow cone van used to park, Mrs. P's? Mrs. P, something like that. There was a separate pad that was placed for them. Yeah, and so I offered that they could use that space and then, but I think everything's gonna be housed in the base of the lighthouse.
Nice. Oh, pretty neat.
So it is going to open May 25th, Memorial Day weekend, and then or right after that to September 20th. And so they have a Facebook page. They're also their website. It gives that information.
Anyone else? Comments? Jim? No. Tom?
I too was wondering about the lighthouse, but that's been covered, so.
All well? We can adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.